Influencer Elle Darby is apologizing now after older tweets of hers resurfaced online that many of her fans have described as both racist and vile. According to multiple reports, the racist tweets that she wrote were from 10 years ago. The mother of one, who has just over 700,000 Instagram followers, had insulted several ethnic groups in these tweets that she now calls shameful. She also said that she posted these tweets when she was a teenager. The now 26-year-old usually uploads family vlogs and lifestyle videos, but her past is coming back to haunt that new influencer image. In one of the tweets that she had posted in 2011, she wrote, "Why do foreign people follow me? I don't speak your grunts, meatheads." And in another tweet, she just straight up said, "I just hate Polish people and Indians, really." Now, if you're sitting there and thinking that this Elle Darby influencer sounds familiar, well, it's because this isn't her first scandal. We covered a story about Elle a few years ago when she caused the owner of the White Moose Cafe and the Charleville Lodge Hotel to ban influencers. Not only that, but the owner also posted the ridiculous screenshots from their conversation with Elle and her request to stay at the hotel for free in exchange for a little promotion on her Instagram feed. Fans also noticed that older accounts belonging to her fiance Connor Swift, who is an influencer as well, was also tweeting racist things. So really, it's the couple that are apologizing. In the apology, Elle writes, "Christmas and New Year are traditionally a time for reflection, and as such, we decided to take some time to look through both of our histories on social. We are ashamed to admit that we did not like what we found. The both of us were shocked, surprised, and devastated by some of the language used in our very old tweets, in particular over a decade ago. We feel that we all have a responsibility to own our mistakes and to try and take responsibility for our actions, especially the ones that don't paint us in the best light. These comments are not a reflection of who either of us are as grown adults, nor who we were at the time they were made, and do not align with what we stand for. We are beyond angry at ourselves and ashamed that our behavior will have been hurtful to some of you who have supported our family for so long. We can only wish for your forgiveness. Have a great New Year's Eve and stay safe." And to me, it sounds like she's trying to lay claim that her and her fiance found these old problematic tweets, which is an interesting way to come at this. I mean, the old "let me cancel myself first" approach. "Oh no, you don't understand. No, it was I that found my racist tweets, not somebody on Twitter. That would be much worse." Unfortunately, it doesn't look like owning the finding of the tweets is working out for her. According to Social Blade, her subscribers are severely dropping off. According to reports, she's been losing about 130 subscribers daily and 930 weekly since January 1st. And people on Twitter are not having it with this apology that Elle released. One user writes, "I'm not sure why Elle Darby claimed she did her own reflecting and looked through her own socials. You were caught out and never would have owned up otherwise." With another adding, "You just know that the shock and devastation is fake, and the pair of them will be enjoying New Year's Eve like nothing has happened. Also, love how they're acting like they found the tweets when the reality is they were just caught out. Shame on Elle Darby and Connor Swift." And this really goes to show you that we should not be idolizing influencers.
And at number 10, David Dobrik. Of course, I had to start this list off with the most prominent cancellation going on right now. David Dobrik. David Dobrik and his vlog squad have been getting backlash for old pranks for months now, but David never decided to address it until an insider article was published that shared an account from a woman that said that a member of the group, Durte Dom, forced himself on her while David was filming a bit for the vlog. In the article, David is called out for facilitating a toxic environment that led to illegal and disgusting acts to be committed. A few former members of the vlog squad, Seth Francois and Big Nick, also came forward on the H3 podcast and exposed how they were both picked on while they were part of the squad, and agreed to do uncomfortable things just for content. They also claimed that when they spoke up about it, they were cut from the group. Currently, tons of sponsors have dropped David, including SeatGeek, who helped him give away free cars to most of his friends, as well as monetization has been stripped from his YouTube channel. And I don't think he's going to be coming back for a long time. And at number 9, James Charles. Honestly, this is looking like the year that James Charles could actually be cancelled. Back in 2019, in the midst of the Bi Sister scandal, James went through the biggest cancellation YouTube had ever seen because of allegations from Tati Westbrook and Jeffree Star that James was using his influence to trick men, specifically straight men, into being with him. James was able to refute a lot of the claims and his career quickly came back. However, recently tons of have come forward to expose that they had sent and received lewd photos from James on Snapchat, with many even providing proof. A recent tweet from Keemstar states that currently 6 teenagers have come out against James so far, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that number was actually a lot higher based on how many people have been coming forward on TikTok very recently. James addressed one allegation months ago, but by and large it wasn't accepted by fans, and the backlash against him has only grown since then. And at number 8, Durte Dom. Durte Dom is not only cancelled, but there's a high chance that he could actually face face jail time with what's been coming out about him. Multiple women have come forward with their stories of being harassed by Dom, with the focal point of the recent Insider article exposing that Dom forced himself on a girl named Hannah while she was intoxicated. Dom's career was starting to fall off ever since he stopped appearing in the vlogs regularly, and with these more recent allegations, I'd be shocked if he ever comes back to YouTube at all. And at number 7, Amanda Ensing. Beauty influencer Amanda Ensing was cancelled after she became increasingly political on her social media accounts. Ensing is a pro-Trump Republican. The Sun reported that Ensing tweeted and retweeted more than 50 times the day of the Capitol riots in support of the rioters. Then apparently days later, she uploaded a video sponsored by Sephora. Sephora's social media accounts were then immediately flooded with backlash for working with Ensing, and she was later dropped by the brand because of that backlash. Sephora's social media channels were then flooded by comments by followers of Ensing, bashing the company for cutting ties with her just because she was a conservative. Ensing responded to her split from Sephora by posting a video to her channel where she claimed to be unfairly singled out by the company for being Republican and Christian. However, her critics say that she was not dropped for being conservative, but rather for spreading controversial information. And at number 6, the Lopez Brothers. TikTok stars Anthony and Andreas Lopez have both been accused of teenagers. The backlash started when multiple allegations came out against Tony Lopez, with most of the accusers providing screenshots that they told Tony their ages. Then months later, an accusation came out about Andreas. As well, TikTok went viral that showed Andreas speaking with the mother of that teenage accuser, essentially proving that it did happen. In early January of this year, it was reported that a lawsuit had been filed against Tony for his actions. The brothers somehow still managed to get millions of views on TikTok, but most of the comments are all negative surrounding these situations. Halfway at number 5, Gabi DeMartino. YouTuber Gabi DeMartino was cancelled after it was exposed that she sold inappropriate photos of herself on OnlyFans, which was essentially selling illegal content to people that expected it to be explicit because it was being sold on OnlyFans. And because of a leaked DM conversation, we know that it was intended to be this way, with her saying in that conversation, quote, "Won't put my panties on." The backlash for this one was swift, and she ended up addressing it on her channel in a short video. After the scandal, she rebranded, but quickly changed back to her old fancy aesthetic, with people wondering if the rebrand was only to take people's attention off the scandal. And at number 4, Ava Louise. Ava Louise is an influencer that comes back into mainstream attention whenever she tries to expose other creators. She made headlines this year when she accused Kanye West of cheating on Kim Kardashian with a quote male beauty guru. Immediately after the video was posted, people assumed this person was Jeffree Star because they both live in Calabasas and have homes in Wyoming. However, it was later revealed that the person she was talking about was her good friend Cole Kerrigan. Now that the drama has subsided, many people who believed Ava during the midst of the scandal believe she was just lying for attention, especially since she later admitted to faking everything just for views. However, that could have just been to avoid a lawsuit. We may never know. And at number 3, Olivia Jade. Olivia Jade Januli has spent 2021 trying to recover from her involvement in the high-profile federal case Operation Varsity Blues. She even went on Red Table Talk in December of 2020 to try and tell her side of the story, which was met with tons of backlash. And it seems that 2021 has not been much better. She recently got into a scandal after she made a TikTok speaking about how everybody's pain is valid, regardless of how privileged someone may be. With her saying in that video, quote, "It doesn't matter if I'm drowning in 60 feet of water and you're drowning in 30. We're both still drowning." But that was called out to be tone deaf, with many saying that she wasn't being publicly shamed because of her involvement in the scandal, however being held accountable for cheating when she was already so ahead in life. And at number 2, Jason Nash. Jason Nash is a part of the Vlog Squad and is David Dobrik's right-hand man. He appears in practically all of David's content, from vlogs to their shared podcast views. And that means that Jason has been a part of almost all of the controversial events that have taken place with David and the squad recently. The most controversial stunt that Jason has been a part of is the SA prank on Seth Francois. This prank is what really started the downfall of the entire crew. If you need a quick refresher, basically David told Seth that he was going to be making out with Corinna Kopp, but Corinna needed to be in a face mask for some reason. Then after the makeout, it was revealed that the person that Seth was kissing wasn't actually Corinna, but rather Jason. Many have called him out for partaking in the disgusting stunt, and he's being cancelled right alongside David. However, he hasn't commented on the backlash at all yet. And at number 1, Lil Nas X. Okay, obviously Lil Nas X isn't an influencer, he's a musical artist. However, he's one of the biggest trolls on the entire internet and posts frequently on his Twitter and TikTok account accounts. So I think we can all agree that he's a rapper that uses social media the most to boost his career. Lil Nas X got everyone talking when he released the music video for his new song, Montero, Call Me By Your Name, that had satanic themes in it. Many religious groups got up in arms over the messaging in the video, which got it even more exposure. And the backlash is most likely what caused it to be one of the most successful music videos in the history of YouTube. The controversy surrounding the song also caused his limited edition 666 Satan shoes, which each contain a drop of human blood and cost over $1,000 per pair, to sell out in minutes.
Starting us off at number 10, Bryce Hall. Although he's got a boxing match with Austin McBroom coming up, it seems Bryce got himself into a bit of legal trouble just a few weeks ago. After a video emerged of Bryce and a few of his pals getting into a fight at a restaurant back in October of 2020, he would claim his innocence, saying he tried to de-escalate the situation and defend his friends. Fast forward to April 2021, and he's getting sued for the fight, in which he was also accused of using racial slurs. As per reports, the store's manager asked them to stop vaping at the table, in which they refused, so they were cut off. When asked to leave, Hall wanted his credit card back, but was told he'd only get it once he left his table, which led to him blowing the vape in the restaurant's manager's face. This led to the manager ushering Bryce out, likely putting his hands on him, which led to the video of them all fighting. Oh boy. Much different from what Bryce said in October. He was also cancelled and made fun of it when he launched an energy drink and he had a few hundred kids gather outside of a supermarket to see him. Aside from the gathering, he was telling people to shotgun their drinks, which is gross considering you'd put your mouth on a can someone else likely just touched in the middle of a pandemic. See, no, that's no good. No, we don't like that. Number 9, Lilly Singh. After 2 seasons of her show, A Little Late with Lilly held down the 1:30 a.m. late night slot, it seems NBC decided to axe the program altogether. Unfortunately for Lilly, it seems her success on YouTube couldn't necessarily translate to the late night platform. However, that doesn't mean she's leaving TV anytime soon. Taking to Instagram, Lilly explained that although the show is coming to an end, it is leading to new endeavors with both Netflix and NBC Universal, in which she's going to be producing and starring in shows. It's been revealed she's going to be starring in a Netflix comedy series produced by Kenya Barris, who is most well known for the hit sitcom Blackish. Now in the number 8, MrBeast. It seems the cancellation of MrBeast actually came and went after it didn't get all that much attention. In fact, it seems a bit of an argument between Philip DeFranco and Taylor Lorenz, who wrote the article, which could have led to Beast's cancellation, stole the show. In a nutshell, a New York Times journalist wrote an article about MrBeast's rise to fame and fortune, but also included his past, including old tweets. She also interviewed a handful of former employees and business associates, 11 in total, who spoke of negative experiences while working with MrBeast and his company. Although only 2 of the 11 interviewed were identified and quoted directly, it seems what the focus became was Philip DeFranco's video calling Taylor's article a hit piece. This led to a back and forth between Philly D and Taylor on Twitter, which got a little spicy but would later be deleted. In regards to MrBeast, well, he never spoke on it and it seems everyone moved on rather quickly. Interesting, isn't it? Number 7, EDP445. I can't even fully say what his handle stood for or what he did, but his YouTube channel has been terminated because of what's currently going on. Either way, EDP445, real name Bryant Moreland, was set up and caught attempting to meet someone he shouldn't be meeting. The 30-year-old, who became known for being a huge Eagles fan and just his outrageous commentary in general, was set up by another YouTuber, Alex Rosen, who ran the account Chet Goldstein. Rosen was pretending to be a 13-year-old named Sophie and had been interacting with Moreland on Instagram. At first, they were sending each other messages, and eventually Moreland tried to meet up with Sophie, who was really Alex. It's believed this has led to an investigation of sorts with the authorities, although it's tough to find much on it right now. Number 6, we got Rachel Hollis. The author and influencer who is most well known for Girl Stop Apologizing and Girl Wash Your Face was actually cancelled and, funny enough, apologized twice. Girl, stop apologizing. Sorry, it was just too easy. I just apologized. Now on a more serious note, the reason she was cancelled was just, it was a big old yikes. So it seems in a nutshell, Hollis received a ton of backlash after posting a TikTok in response to a comment she received after mentioning how someone comes to her house to clean her toilets twice a week. Someone said that was unrelatable, in which Hollis went off claiming she doesn't strive to be relatable, and I quote, "Literally every woman that I look up to is unrelatable. If my life is relatable to most people, I'm doing it wrong." The intention was, I think, to be great, to be better than average, to be like a standout. So in the caption, she included, I quote, "Harriet Tubman, RBG, Marie Curie, Oprah Winfrey, Amelia Earhart, Frida Kahlo, Malala Yousafzai, and Wu Zetian, all unrelatable AF. Happy Women's History Month." So yeah, so you guys can see people had a huge issue with Hollis comparing her building her online brand. a lifestyle guru, to that of Harriet Tubman helping free slaves in the Underground Railroad. Of course, that on top of people calling her out, saying the woman cleaning her toilets works just as hard, if not harder, than she does. This led to Hollis making an apology, more or less blaming her team for the screw up, only to remove that apology and issue another on her own. Halfway at 5, Jay Mazini. Now this guy is in some serious trouble and his Instagram account has been disabled ever since. In March, Mazini, real name Jabara Igbara, was accused of defrauding his followers out of nearly $2.5 million in Bitcoin. As per reports, Mazini would offer to buy Bitcoin from his followers at 3.5 to 5% above the market value, explaining that he was willing to pay more because Bitcoin was limiting how much he could buy from them. As far as I'm concerned, Bitcoin is just a currency, but clearly he fooled some followers, as there have been at least 4 who told authorities about the scam. Mazini would send videos and screenshots of transfers to the victims, claiming he sent the money, but as per court documents, the sellers never received money, I quote, in amounts sufficient to pay for the Bitcoin Mazini had received. Just a month later, he'd be arrested in relation to an alleged kidnapping plot as well. At number 4, we got Leia Se. Originally from Russia, she was recently deported from Bali after painting on a surgical mask and pretending it was the real thing. So the story here is that while in Bali with US-based YouTuber Josh Paler-Lynn, the two decided to go into a local supermarket and see if anyone would notice her fake mask. With Lynn wearing a real blue surgical mask and Se having one painted on, it seems at first those at the door didn't immediately notice. However, in the store you could see either a few customers or employees ask as to whether or not Se has a face mask on. When the video went viral, it would soon catch the attention of local authorities, who would track both Lynn and Se down, only to have them deported from the country for breaking COVID-19 rules. A local member of government explained, I quote, "Foreigners who don't respect the laws and regulations in Indonesia are facing deportation sanctions." On to number 3, Jake Paul. Time and time again, this guy is always finding ways to get cancelled, and it seems this time around people were upset with how he handled himself at the Mayweather-Paul press conference. Long story short, which you could watch on our channel shortly after this one, by the way, Jake had to steal the attention from Logan while he was promoting his fight with boxing legend Floyd Mayweather. After Logan and Floyd did their thing, Jake got into Floyd's face, said he wanted to fight him, and then stole Floyd's hat right off of his head. This is what stole the show and made headlines. As Floyd went after Jake, security got involved, and all in all, Jake's shirt got torn and he had a black eye. Some were mad that Jake was stealing Logan's spotlight, while others were angry that Jake was so inconsiderate to endanger everyone around him for clout. We're talking both sides' management teams, the publicists, stylists, managers, but even the people filming, the tech guys, the crew, even just the stadium staff, they were all, involved in this. I mean, when the scuffle broke out, people were running all over the place and it was just a mess. Now, thankfully, it seems no one was seriously injured, but it seems this kid is really pushing his limits and people are upset with him. Not really surprising though. Number 2, we got CallMeCarson. Carson has gone ghost after being accused of grooming and messaging someone he shouldn't have been. Back in January, Carson was called out on Twitter for sending explicit messages to a 17-year-old while he was 19. Now 21, it seems he hasn't responded to the allegations and has gone completely ghost online. Screenshots showed the exchange between Carson and a Twitter user named Sam, who shared the images. Carson would ask for explicit photos, even though at one point he even said that it was wrong. The original tweet has since been deleted, and it's unclear if there is an investigation going on or what the deal really is. Carson at one point did resurface, DMing another streamer to notify about a video playing during his stream, which included Carson in said video. Other than that, no one's heard from the guy. In at number 1, Dixie D'Amelio. While being featured on Vogue's YouTube channel, Dixie did 24 hours with me, or in this case, 24 hours with Dixie. It was a vlog of sorts in which Dixie filmed what she typically does in a day, and that's all good, but it seems followers and fans had an issue when Dixie was asked about college. In response, Dixie explained, I quote, "I fully got into college in August 2019, and I decided not to go just because traveling back and forth was going to be a lot. I was also really scared because I saw someone make a TikTok saying that they would play my songs at a frat party. That's really what turned me away from going to school, because I don't think I could handle that level of embarrassment." The video has a ton of dislikes and nearly 3 million views, with most of the comments bashing Dixie with being so out of touch with reality, and a few highlighting how most don't go to college due to the financial strain, not out of being embarrassed someone will play their song at a party.